Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mandy and you're watching more Mandy J, and this is going to be my August favourites video. Where did August go? Just disappeared, didn't even see it. And it didn't help that here in Ireland it felt like winter. There was no summer, just kind of was raining and windy, and then you just go into September, kids are back in school and it just feels like there was no summer. But we won't go on about it because we're used to that here in Ireland, so you never know. Sometimes in September the weather gets a bit better. So I'm going to start off with my August favourites. They are a mixture of a little bit of makeup, a little bit of skincare, perfume and that sort of thing. So let's crack on. The first thing I'm going to show you is something very cheap and cheerful. I normally use an oil on my nails when I paint them, to let the nail varnish dry really quick, because like us all, we're all in a hurry, we want to get out the door. And I normally get it in pennies. I think it's Catrice does it. But when I went in they didn't have it, and I just happened to see this one, and this is the PS Love Your Nails, and it's actually a spray. Instead of the oil drops, and you can see it was only €1, and it literally is just like a spray. Spray it on as soon as you do your nails, and by the time you get to your other hand, they're dry. So I think that is great for all of us that are in a hurry, and for €1. And they don't have the oil, that's a great alternative. So that's my number one. They're not in any order, they're just the things I loved last month and I used a lot. My next thing is Chanel lip balm. I love lip balms, carry them around me, always have one in my bag. This one is actually probably my favourite out of them all. I've used the Clarins one, it's a really hydrating one in a little glass jar, but sometimes I feel it's very much like a petroleum jelly. It's very heavy and it's good. But this one is my favourite, and as you can see, because I like them so much, I have two. It's the Chanel Hydra Beauty Lip Balm. I normally keep one in my locker beside my bed. That one is pretty, let's see, well used. And I keep one in my handbag. So I kind of always have two on the go. And essentially, like, for your lips mainly, but I would always put kind of with a cuticle, anywhere that's really, really drying, even around the tips of your fingers. It's great for anything like that. It is expensive for a lip balm. I think it's about €35. But I mean, I have that one ages. Probably have it about 4 or 5 months. And it's one of those things that I will always stock. I actually got one as a present and I'd already bought one. So that's how I ended up with two. But I would certainly recommend it. You could use it for loads. So that's number two. Number three is back to being cheap and cheerful. And it's a Nivea. As I said before in my July favourites, I have very sensitive skin, but I've also got very greasy skin, and I have to use a very light moisturiser. So if I'm not using the number 7 Radiance Boost, I generally use this. This is the Nivea Express Hydration Primer, and as you can see, it's gone. And it's another one of those ones that I buy two of. I have another one there. It's very lightweight. It's like a gel formula, non-oily, non-greasy. And because I have such greasy skin, I can't put anything too rich or too heavy. And if you have skin like that, something like this is ideal because it's not heavy at all, but it's a great base for your makeup. Or even some days if you're not wearing makeup and you don't want anything too greasy or heavy on your face, this just gives you a lovely light layer. Slightly scented, not much, and it has no irritation to my skin. And as I said before, I have really, really sensitive skin and very affordable, I think. It's about €6-7. Maybe $7.50, something like that. I've never actually seen it in Boots, and I have looked in Boots for it. I tend to get it in Superdrug. So if anyone knows anywhere else you can get it, because there's not a Superdrug near me, so when I go, I stock up and I get two of them. But really, really good, especially if you've oily or greasy skin. So that's number three. Number four is a lip product. Now, I seen this on YouTube. A couple of the girls were doing a demo on it. It's actually for your lips. It's called Mix Up the Voltage. You've probably seen it. It's lip voltage, and it's a lip plumper. But it's a lip plumper with a difference. It's a normal gloss, first of all, when you take it out. As you can see there. No colour, nothing to it. But you get this little, for all the world, it looks like a syringe. It's actually not. It's a droplet. And this part here is where the actual plumper is. So you take this off and you pop 1 ml, 2 mils, very, very small amounts. 1 mil I think is the most you're meant to put in, or is it even, probably even less, 0.5 mil. You put it in here and you kind of mix it around and you put it on. Now it works, but oh my god does it sting. Your lips plump up in, not straight away, you don't feel the sting straight away, because when I put it on I was like, oh, it's not that bad. I've had plumpers before and they have actually stung, but about 10 minutes later, oh my god, it is that bee sting kind of feel to your lips, but it really, really burns. But if you're on a night out and you want to have very thin lips, as you can see, if you want to plump them up a little bit on a night out, or like for a special occasion or anything, it does work. It doesn't last very long, so it'd be great for photos or anything like that if you wanted to make them look a little bit bigger. And as I say, it does work, but it hurts. It really, really stings. I was fanning the lips for a little bit, but you do get used to it. Now, ordering it or buying it, you can only get it online. I've never seen it actually in any stores here in Ireland. I might be able to order it on Amazon. I'm not sure. A friend of mine owns a beautician's and she was able to order it for me. But it is something, again, that I would probably purchase. I've only maybe used it 3 or 4 times. It's not something I'd use every day, because I work with the public and I wouldn't want to be standing there waiting for my lips to cool down. But that's what it looks like if you're interested. And if you're looking for a really good lip plumper, but you can feel the effect, that's one to go for. I think it's between 20 and 30 euro. Maybe about 25, but it works. It is quite good, but it hurts. So that's number 4. Number 5 is one of my favourites for a long time, and it's just a shame that we don't have this store here. And as far as I know, they don't deliver to Ireland, so I only ever get Sephora when I'm away. I suppose it's kind of a good thing, because I would just keep buying anything and everything in Sephora. And this is their illuminating bronzing oil. Now, you can see there's not a lot left in it. Just about here, but I do have another bottle. So whenever I go away, this is something I pick up because I absolutely love it. It's a spray, and it's lovely on its own, but it's also really nice if you've tanned up, put your tan on your legs, put your tan on your chest area, anything like that, and it gives such a lovely shimmer. It's an oil, so it moisturises as well. Sometimes if your tan has gone a little bit dry, you know, like around your knees, your elbows, maybe your arms, kind of here. It's even really nice if you spray it across your chest or just down the straight part of your legs, the shin kind of area. Really, really lovely. There's not much of a slight scent off it, but it's absolutely amazing. And it's not really expensive. I think it's about 14 euro in Sephora. But like that, it's whenever it's 100ml. No, it's not. It's 150ml. So that's why I can never bring it back from Spain or France or America if I just have a carry-on. But whenever I go and I have my case, I always bring it back. So if you're looking for something with a shimmer, and I mean, I have that one, I'd say over a year. That just shows you don't need to use that much of it. Like, as I say, mine's to about there. So that's one of my big favourites, especially for the summer. Illuminating bronzing oil. So my next one is Perfume. And my Tom Ford is all gone. So let's just take a minute. And I will get another one. When I went to the airport, I went to Morocco last month, and when I went to the airport, they didn't have the 30ml, they only had the 50 and the 100ml. And I do like the 30ml, as I said before, because you can pop it into your handbag and it's nice and small, and it is a little bit cheap. I think the 30ml is about 67 euro. And then the 100 and 150 go to nearly 100. But the 30ml is a perfect size, but it's all gone. So this is what I was using last month, which is my next favourite summer smell. It's probably my favourite summer smell. I can't really see it with the light. But it's the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess, and as you can see, I don't have a lot of this left either, but it's just for all the, it's a classic, everyone uses it. For anyone that's looking for a real summer scent, it's coconuts. You can't really describe, I suppose, perfumes really well on YouTube, so you can't. It's coconuts and summer, and it's just like a beach smell. If anyone uses it, you'll know. But if you're looking for something really summery, this is the one to have. And this is what I used all of last month. I brought it away with me and I just love it. I actually just spray it in my hair and you'll actually smell it all day. It's one of those ones that actually lasts, and I bought the body oil in it as well. I have it a while. Probably have it since about May, I think. And they only bring it out, I think, in April, May. It's not a fragrance that Estee Lauder do all year. They only bring it out in May. So if you want to get it, and then they stop, I don't think, as far as I know, it's not there all year. So that's my favourite for last month and for most summers. Excuse me. My next one is my John Frieda. As you can see, I'm blonde and very dry hair because of going away and having highlights. And then I just make it worse by putting this into it because it is slightly drying. That's the only thing I'll say. But it does work. I need to get mine done now in the next couple of weeks. You can see my roots coming through. But if your roots are dark and you just haven't got time, or you're waiting to get an appointment or anything like that, this is John Frieda's Sheer Blonde and it's the Go Blonder. And you literally spray it, nearly all gone, you spray it into anywhere where you can see darkness, like even underneath, or if you just want to make it a little bit, any of your blonde bits lighter. This actually does work. And when you spray it in, you spray it in while your hair is slightly damp or wet even. And if you're lucky enough to live in a country where there's sun, I think you could go out into the sun, but no, it doesn't say. I put it in and then I blow dry my hair, so it's more or less, it's heat activated, and you would see it straight away, or even the next day when you go to, you know, the next morning whenever you get up and you do your hair, you do see that it is a lot lighter. Now I actually used it yesterday because mine needs to be done, but again, it's not really expensive. I think it's about €7, maybe €8, and I'm not a great fan of his shampoos. I don't think they're great for hair. I think they're very drying. This is very drying, but I'm kind of contradicting myself now. This covers any roots that need to be covered until you can get your highlights done. So that's my other favourite for August. My next one is a lip gloss. I have an abundance of lip glosses and I'm a sucker for a new one comes out and I'm like, ooh, I'll have to try that. But recently I like MAC lip glosses, even though people complain that they're quite sticky. I really like them, and I'm a sucker for all the housewives that are on TV. Orange County, Beverly Hills, one of my favourite shows. And one of the ladies put up something, one of their posts I think on Instagram, about this being her favourite lip gloss, and me being the sucker that I am, went into MAC, didn't even try it and just bought it. But I have to say, when I seen the colour of it, it's something that I love. I love any lip glosses that have a slight shimmer, a little bit of glitter or some gold undertones, because I always feel, I haven't got it on now today, but they make your lips seem that little bit bigger and they make your teeth seem that little bit whiter. That's how it works for me. So this is the MAC Lip Glass and it's called Nymphette. I can get it to focus. Probably not, but that's it there. And as you can see, it's half used and it's a very light pink. You can see down the bottom of the tube there, it has very small gold particles going through it, and that's been my favourite for this month, last month. I've been using it every day. I pop on today as well before I go out. They're not too sticky. I don't know if you've ever used MAC lip glosses, I'm sure you have. They're not too sticky. That one is actually not too bad. I find some of the clear ones and some of the other ones are really, really sticky, but that one's not. That's actually really, really nice, and I will definitely be buying that again. That's probably going to be one of my favourites. So it's the lip glass and it's called Nymphette. My next one is, hope I'm pronouncing this right, it's Garnier. It's the Micellar Cleansing Water. Now normally I've been using L'Oreal's Cleansing Oil for a long time. You only need a tiny little bit of it for taking off all your makeup, and it takes it off really, really well. I don't use it on my eyes. I use a separate one for my eyes, but I've been trying this one lately for my face, and this is actually my second bottle in the space of probably a month, maybe a bit longer. Maybe I did use it in July as well, but it's actually, I was a bit apprehensive. I was like, water getting your makeup off, is it really going to work? It actually does. Micellar Cleansing Water, really good. Now I don't know about waterproof eye makeup or mascara because I don't actually use waterproof. It doesn't actually say if it removes makeup, cleanses and soothes. No, rinsing. No, I'd always rinse. I always get a face cloth after I've taken off all my makeup and I rinse my face off with warm water just to get rid of any residue. But if you didn't, this is actually has a lovely feel to it. It doesn't feel like a cleanser would, or some face wipes in packets feel a little bit astringent and a bit sticky kind of. This actually leaves your face feeling really, really clean. And it's widely available, and I think it's, I want to say under 10, it's probably about 7 or 8 as well. The only thing I'll say is it's in a 400ml bottle. This is one of my pet peeves for when you go away. I'm always on the lookout for things I can put in carry-on because I don't always check in bags, and I go away a good few times during the year. And I went looking for this to see do they do it in 100ml, and they don't. They only do it in 400 and 150ml. But I mean, you can buy the little carry-on bottles and pour it into it. But I did bring away with me last month. I actually did that. I poured it into a small little bottle and carried it with me. But it's really, really good if you're looking for a change, just for something different. I like to change things up, as I said before, because I think my skin gets used to the same products if I use them all the time. So that's my one now for the next while. I'll be using the Garnier Micellar Water. And last but not least, it's not actually skincare or makeup or anything like that. It's actually a book. Now, I do read everything on my iPad, but you know yourself, when you're away on holidays and the sun is beaming down, you can't see anything. My good friend Jer, she actually lent me her Kindle, and I did start reading a book on that. So I was reading a couple of books on holidays, and this is one I have a little bit left. Started just before I came home, and it's Sophie Kinsella's Shopaholic to the Stars. Why have I never read her books before? I'm a readaholic. I read all the time. She's the one that the film was adapted from, Confessions of a Shopaholic, I think, because it's all the Shopaholic series. But oh my God, her style of writing had me not laughing out loud on a sunbed, but smiling out loud on a sunbed. If you're looking for an easy read, something that you don't have to concentrate, you can pick up where you left off if you haven't read it for a couple of days. She's absolutely brilliant, I have to say. I'm going to get the rest of the Shopaholic series and read them, and there is loads of them. I got this in the airport. It was one of those buy one get one half price. The other one was a Penny Smith Summer Holiday. It was good, but it wasn't great. But if you're looking for something, a cheer me up read or a happy read or something that you can just sail through, as I say, there's that much left. And I started that, I think, probably on the Friday, and I came home Saturday, so a week. So that's just one of the best books I've read in a long time, nearly finished, and I will be going and getting more of her books. So that's everything, guys. That's my August favourites. We're into September now, which is scary, and before I know it, I'll be doing my September favourites. I have a couple more videos coming up that I'm going to do. The 50 questions tag, they get to know me. Have to do that because someone actually suggested it to me, and I meant to do it already, but I just haven't had the time. But I will try and get that done over the weekend. And I did post my video from my holidays. If you're thinking of going to Morocco, really, really lovely place. Hotels are luxurious. People are very friendly. It's not a really, really rich country, and the staff in the places are so nice. Just be warned that if you do go, I went to the bank. Just two little simple tips. First of all, somebody had said to me about the sun. It actually, for the whole week we were there, the sun does not come out in the morning. When you're in Spain or France, you wake up, you have a blue sky. I think it's because it's on the west coast of Africa and it's Atlantic. You don't get any sun till at least 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's cloudy every day, and apparently this is the norm. Now, it didn't bother me. I don't lie in it. I lie in the bed, read the books, relax, and I was sick for a couple of days, so it didn't really bother me not to have sun. But if you're a sun worshipper, just be warned that it doesn't come out till about 1 o'clock. But even in the clouds, you will get burnt. I ended up burning a little bit in my head. And the second thing was, when I went to the bank to order money, I asked the lady in the bank for Moroccan. I was going to Morocco and I wanted dirhams, and she gave me dirhams for Dubai. And me being innocent, I just thought dirhams were dirhams. I didn't question it. And when we got to the hotel and got out of the taxi, luckily I had euros on me. They don't take dirhams that are from another country. So that's another thing just to be aware of. Make sure you order Moroccan dirhams, and you can't bring them back in. I tried to change them in a bank. I had some left and they don't change them. She said you could inquire with your central bank, but you have to actually change them in Morocco before you come back. So that's two things just to be aware of. Country is beautiful, really nice food, love the culture, but you have no sun till about 1 o'clock, and make sure you order Moroccan dirhams. But I would highly suggest going if you're thinking of anywhere different. It's definitely somewhere I would visit again in the future. But thanks guys for watching, and I will see you again with my next video. Bye!